So as requested, I got some 9-1 extra notes for you guys, looking at some of your questions. The main things that were asked were more about symbols, like their different meanings, and I have one I'm going to add to the party, which I think might help. Also, open and closed, the number line, and then the between problems. So I'm going to try to go ahead and hit all 4 of these main topics. Oh, and then, sorry, also at least and at most. Okay, and we'll talk about that last. Okay, so I think one thing we need to realize that we can kind of maybe almost group them together in a better way would be that these are actually all the symbols. We have equal, we have not equal. We have greater than equal, less than to equal, greater than, and less than. Now I kind of group them that way on purpose because these guys all have some sort of equal sign. Okay? These guys are not equal to. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you an example of all 6 and see, and I'm going to show you why these are grouped together. So let's talk about, I'm going to take the equal sign for example. Okay? So I'm going to just say x equals 8. That's all I have. X is equal to 8. Now, I'm going to say put that on a number line. Okay, so number line, I'm going to go to 8. X equals 8. I'm done. It's a solid dot at 8 because it's equal to 8. It's not anywhere else. It's not 8.1. It's not 8.2. So this is an example. It's not really an equality. It is 8. Okay, so that kind of draws you into understanding of why the solid dot happens. Okay, so now if I go ahead and let's go ahead and change this. And we're going to go to x greater than equal to 8. Still has equal to, so I still keep the solid dot. And it's greater than, so I'm going to the right. I want all numbers bigger than 8. Okay, this is where it's an inequality. This is where I have a group of answers. Okay, now let's do the last one here. We're going to go x less than equal to 8. And so then this would be less than, we would go this direction. Again, since it's got the equal to, we're solid dot. So this is your solid dot group. Okay? So that would be the case. All right, so now let's talk about this other group. What would this other group be called? So what if I told you, let's pick a different number. Let's go negatives here. Let's go negative 5. X cannot equal negative 5. So how would I demonstrate that on a number line? It's kind of crazy, but every answer is okay except negative 5. So we want an open dot here, and we want to go both directions. Everything is okay except negative 5. That's the only one we have a problem with. Negative 5.1 is good. Negative 4.9 is good. Okay, so again, that's the open dot idea. Okay, so let's change it to x greater than negative 5. So x greater than negative 5 means I have to be bigger than negative 5, but we stick with the same open dot at negative 5. Because it still can't be negative 5, we want bigger than negative 5. So we're going to go this way. Okay, so x is greater than negative 5. All these numbers are bigger than negative 5. 8 is bigger than negative 5, negative 3 is bigger than negative 5, etc. Again, it's the open dot still. Okay, and then the last one, x less than negative 5. Okay, so we go negative 5. Again, it can't be negative 5, it's open dot, and we're going to the left. So this we can call our open dot group. Okay, so that kind of really helps us with open vs closed and more about the symbols. Kind of taking care of those two. And we really taking care of the number line, but I'm going to do the next slide here. I'm going to help you guys cut the number line up because I think that's what you meant. Okay, and then we'll get to between. Okay, All right, so let's go to the next page here. So this one we want to look at the cutting up the number line. So I took the numbers off. Okay, so the best time to cut up a number line is, for example, if you're given thirds. Okay, so like for example, let's say we want to do x greater than or equal to 7/3. So what I want to do is I want to count by thirds. So right here, I'm going to go 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, which is 1, 4/3, 5/3, 6/3, which is 2, 7/3, 8/3, etc. These are all going by thirds. And so the point that they give me, they want me to talk about, is 7/3. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it's going to be, it's equal to, salted dot, and it's greater than, so I go to this direction. So I want greater than or equal to 7/3. And so you can just see how easily I cut this line up into thirds. It didn't matter. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch here. Again, if I'm going too fast in video, you can pause it, or you can rewind it. That's the thing. You can't do it with me in real life, but you can here. Okay, so let's try let's go eighths. Let's say we have 3/8 is less than x. So this one, we automatically talked about we do not like that the x is on the right side. So we're going to switch. We're going to go x is greater than 3/8 because the greater than sign is next to the x. So now I know I'm going to cut into eighths. So I'm going to go 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8. I'll do all the way to 7 here. 7/8, and then 8/8. So you can see I cut these into eighths. Okay, and so then we only care about the boundary point, which the boundary point is 3/8. So 3/8, and I want to open dot because it's not equal to. And then it says greater than. So I want to go this direction. Again, remember, the arrow, if the variable's on the left, will point the direction it's supposed to go. Okay, so that's how you break the line up. And really, we don't have to do the negatives because the negatives would be the same thing. Okay, we could break all these negatives here into eighths. If it was, let's say, if it was negative 3/8, then we just do the same thing but the other direction. Okay, so that's kind of like your thing on cutting up the number line. Let's do one with like a really big number. So it's more of a scale because you can scale it. So let's try. Let's talk about money here. So let's say x is less than or equal to 65,000, or 6,500. Excuse me, 6,500. Okay, so, I mean, to me, I like to go off of the easiest unit, and to me, the unit in this one would be, I'd go by 500s. Okay, so if you go by 500s, that's going to give you 13 places. So you could start here at 0. Okay, this line in the middle, just because of the number line I picked, this is the center line. You can adjust the center line. It doesn't have to be here, so let's go ahead and adjust that, just because we can. Let's change this to blue, so now it's kind of like the rest of them. So what I'm going to do is, remember I told you it's nice to put 6,500 as your middle. So that's my middle right here. Okay, and so we're going to go by 500. So in this case, since it's kind of crowded, I'm only going to write it every 1,000. So 6,500, if I go back, that's 6,000, 5,500. Go back, 4,500. Go back to 3,500. Again, see, I'm going by 500 each time. Yeah, it's a 5, sorry. Okay, 3,500, 2,500, 1,500, 500, and then right here, this would be 0. Okay, and then I can go the other way. 6,500, 7,500, 8,500, 9,500, 10,500, you get the idea. So that's how you could scale for a bigger number. Again, make your number that you want, the one in the middle. We don't have to always start from 0. Okay, so that's how you do that one. Okay, so let's take some time here, and the last thing you want me to cover, let's talk about in between some more. Okay, a good in-between question would be something along the lines of, I want to score in between we'll take the basketball, for example. I want to score between 18 and 36 points. Okay, I want to be a scorer for my team, so that's what I think I can do, between 18 and 36 points. Okay, and so 18 and 36 is an in-between question. So I want to be bigger than equal to 18, and I want to be less than equal to 36. So I don't want to hog the ball too much. I want to be less than 36. So that's how you'd write that in terms of pieces. We talked about today, you can write that as one simple inequality by doing it this way, of writing the 18 here and the 36 here. Okay, an easy number probably to go by here would probably be by 2's. So if we start here, we go 18 here. We go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so that's 28. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, that's 38. So I'm kind of like using this half. Kind of using this half of the number line, which is fine. So here is 36. Here's 18. We want in between that for our total that we want to score. Okay, and this can happen, like remember the one we did today was temperature. There's a lot of different in-between examples you can think of. Okay. All right, and last but not least, okay, some of you guys said you want to talk more about word problems. Word problems are going to come more as we get to the unit. Okay, I kind of gave you a little head start on the at most and all that stuff, so I'm briefly going to go over that. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time because it will come in for their lessons. So we just need to remember when you hear at most, that means, like at most of 100, that means I want 100 or less. Okay, so if I at most of 100 would be 100 is the most I want, and then less. Okay, at least, 225. Okay, I want to bench at least 225 pounds. Okay, so that means 225 or more, I'd be happy about that, or that'd be my goal. Okay, so at least is kind of like the minimum you want, and you want more. At most, the most you want, and you could take less. Okay, all right, I'll try to keep it short here for our first clip.